Oh, it is a wonderful time of the year. The guys are talking about Christmas because it's Christmas in October. It is District Soccer Week, as we're joined, as always, by the Executive Director of Pacesetter, Danny Fisher, and then Chris Black, proving he is a fan of 1980s Phil Collins, because clearly no jacket is required from Chris Black. There you go. Another day in paradise for the Anthony Wayne Lady Generals, as they are your district champions. First time they've won in the district since 2013, as they get the victory tonight over Perrysburg. And Chris, it was a quick start for the Generals as they scored just 28 seconds into the match.
Yeah, it really was. And that Anthony Wayne team has been really obviously difficult all year long. 18 wins in a row, and now on 19 with this victory tonight. Impressive team wins, spraying the ball all over the place and getting different types of serves into the box. Very difficult for Perrysburg to get a hold of. But, late in the game, Perrysburg got one back, but then Anthony Wayne just added one more, coming away a 4-1 winner.
So it was an all-NLL district final in Sylvania, in Springfield, an all-track final as Clay shut out Notre Dame. Danny, you're on the call for that one. Clay really just a good job defensively, avenging a regular season tie to the Eagles.
Yeah, Clay were good tonight, and the warning signs were there for NDA in the first 30 seconds. Peyton Rigg to Bella Mabry, great ball in. NDA just managed to clear it. Same again, same sort of pattern again. Bella Mabry goes in, puts a great cross in, and just an unfortunate deflection off an NDA defender, and then Peyton Rigg finishes. Second goal, very similar as well. Bella May had a great game tonight. Bella Mabry did, and a little ball in. Hayley Cannon finished at the far post. And then big, 4 minutes to go till half time. Kennedy Slovak comes up with a big save from Ashton Armstrong. And then 4 minutes from time comes up with a massive penalty save from Emma Hoyt. That had gone in with 4 minutes to go. It could have been a bit of a different game.
So looking ahead to next week in the girls' regional tournament, it will be Anthony Wayne taking on Clay. That will be a Tuesday game, site to be determined. Well, it sounds like it'll be at Lake. So that's going to be a big one next week. In the upper half of that region will be Mid-Park taking on Strongsville. Let's focus on Clay, Anthony Wayne. We've been looking forward to this one all season long.
Yeah, it's going to be impressive because these are two of the top teams that haven't played this year, so something's going to have to break on this one. But Clay, the farthest they've ever been, surprisingly, you think about all the great teams they've had, the farthest they've ever been, and Anthony Wayne, it's been, since you said, 2013, where they got all the way to the regional final, and they've had heartbreak the last few years with some close district finals, and you look at that, obviously you figure Anthony Wayne's going to keep going. They know Strongsville a little bit, but it's playoff soccer. Anything can happen. Clay with Kennedy Slovak, obviously, that's going to give them maybe a slight edge on goalkeeping, maybe. But you really don't know. It's just a complete team win, I think, from Anthony Wayne tonight, where Clay really had to grind a little against Notre Dame, which is what we've been hearing about. And that maybe, I don't know, maybe there's an upset, but you got to imagine it's Anthony Wayne, 19 in a row, sitting on 20.
And in Division II, Central Catholic will play for a girls' district title on Saturday. They will take on Oak Harbor. Switch now to the boys. Division I, we had some great games earlier this week in the district semifinals. We'll start with that Northview St. John's game, a late goal that allowed Northview to get the victory to avoid overtime, so they are moving on. Anthony Wayne over Findlay. We saw that quick burst from the Generals early in the second half against the Trojans. That put that game away, so it's an all-NLL district final coming up on Saturday afternoon between Northview and Anthony Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, the St. John's Northview game was a fantastic game, and I think Grant Copen scored with 27 seconds to go to win it, but it was backwards and forwards a game. Northview scored first, St. John's go 2-1 up, Camel Harris comes back on the field after being injured. He was out of the game for a good 30-40 minutes, comes back in the game, scores a great goal, and then they just nick it with 27 seconds to go. Findlay, I thought, came out really strong against Anthony Wayne. They played them. They tried to play them in the first half. They had a couple of little chances. Anthony Wayne had 3 or 4 good chances. But that 6-minute burst at the start of the second half was unbelievable soccer from Anthony Wayne, and some really good finishes as well.
Chris, let's go now to Division III, where we're going to get the matchup we've wanted. Ottawa Hills and Maumee Valley Country Day, as the Hawks, that suffocating defense, was able to do the job against the defending state champs Archbold. So now it will be that rematch. We remember Hawks and Green Bears tied the first time, but Ottawa Hills did win the second game. Now we get the third game in the trilogy.
Yeah, you really look at that tie that first time. Was a huge tie for Maumee Valley, setting the tone for their team this year. They've had a phenomenal season. A little change, not as high scoring as last year. That happens when you graduate one player with more goals than they've ever even scored on FIFA. But at this point, their defense is so good. They've held so many great scorers down, and they've really have held teams in check. So can they do it again? Maybe, but it's in their favor as far as the pressure's probably on Ottawa Hills now to perform. So really, I think both the D1 and D3 great rematches this year because you had that Ottawa Hills tie and then with Maui Valley and then a slight win on Ottawa Hills side, whereas you had Northview taking Anthony Wayne all the way to the end of the game. Anthony Wayne getting doing to Northview what Northview did to St. John's, that last second goal. So two phenomenal matchups, I think, on the guys' side at D1 and D3.
So we will have 3 teams from the boys' side into the regional tournament. Will either be Anthony Wayne or Northview or Ottawa Hills Maumee Valley joining Central as the Irish knocked off Napoleon 3-0 tonight to move on to the regional tournament.